Hello, I ended up going to bed at 1 in the morning, which, I mean, why did I do that? But consequently, I woke up at 11, which is really annoying. I mean, I feel great for having slept that long, but I'm losing so much of my day because Shabbat comes in so early. So what I did was, instead of having a full breakfast, I just had like a very, very small amount of cereal, and I'm hoping that was like at 11, so I'm hoping that by 12 I can run. I'm also a little bit worried. It's very icy on the roads, or at least outside from what I can see, so I'm hoping it's okay for me to run and that I'm not gonna, slip and fall and hurt myself. And I was hoping to go for a longer run. Realistically, I feel motivated to do a really long run, but I know I shouldn't because I haven't done a run in so long. But I was hoping to do 5 kilometers, and I'm now starting to think maybe not. I think what I'm gonna do is set a timer for half an hour and be really strict with myself that it needs to be half an hour. So hopefully I'll be running between 12 and 12:30 and then come back, wash my hair, and I can warm up while I'm in the shower. And then I should still have, 2 hours or so to practice my audition. I also would like to go to the shops, but maybe I'll do that before I go for a run. Once I'm dressed, maybe I'll go to the shops and then, walk fast as well, use that sort of as a warm up, come back, drop them off and go back out again. We'll see. It's almost 11:30 now, so obviously I need to get changed. I can't be bothered. It's too cold. I don't want to. But I also just realized I don't know how much battery my headphones have in terms of Bluetooth, so hopefully that won't be a problem. But you know what? If I end up doing less than half an hour, if I only do like 3 kilometers, that's fine. I just need to run. I just need to move. It's been too long. I am a bit nervous about the icy roads though. Anyway, that's the update I wanted to give you for now. I will speak to you probably after my run. Bye. Hello, I've just come in from the shops. I got what I needed to, which is great. It's a little bit later than I would like. I think it's like 12:05. I ended up having to wait a really long time at the Argos waiting point, but we got it, and I'm glad that's done because it means I don't need to go out again except to go to my grandma's tonight. Now, what I did initially was I put on a long sleeve under this because I thought it was going to be so cold outside for my run, but when I just went outside it was actually quite warm. Not warm, but just not as cold as I thought, so I think I'm going to take it off before I go. I'm going to talk about my running in my running video, so I will see you after. Hello, I obviously finished my run. I think I already mentioned that maybe, but I've showered and washed my hair and put on our laundry, and I've just put in, well, not just, about 20 minutes ago, I put in a bread roll into the oven, and I'm so excited to have that with butter and Marmite. Oh, I should have bought cucumber today. That's really annoying. I even said to myself, oh, it would be nice to have cucumber, and I just forgot. Oh well, another day. I've got about an hour and a half before Shabbat, and I really have a couple of things I really want to do. But the main thing is to practice the songs. Although that being said, I've just realised I'm gonna eat bread, which may not be the best thing to eat before singing, just because it might be crummy. But whilst I'm eating, I started watching last night, which was a terrible idea. I started watching a TV show called Departure. I just watched 1 episode, but it was only a bad idea because it meant I ended up staying up till 1 in the morning, and I'm gonna watch the next episode while I'm eating. Maybe not the full episode, but definitely some of it, because I am curious. All right, those are the updates for now. I don't know if I'll speak to you before tomorrow night. We shall see. But I'm feeling really good. I feel like even though I am losing a lot of the day and, not everything's quite gone to plan today, I've been able to do a couple of things and I just feel really good. I had a really good run, and that I think has just made me feel good. And I've done another 40 squats for my 5,000 squats in 2025 thing, so that's good. I think I'm now on 100 in 3 days. Well, technically in 10, but I only started 3 days ago. And that was another thing I did last night. I worked on my 2025 bullet journal a little bit more to add the 5,000 squats spread and 1 or 2 other things as well. All right, I'm gonna go eat my lunch and I'm very excited. Bye. Hello, I've just got back from work. I've really told myself I need to vlog less until I've cleared up some stuff on my computer. So I really am trying to focus on editing at the moment, but we're working with what we've got, I guess. Work was good, but ended up being a lot longer than I was expecting because I ended up going to my second job, which I chose to do, and I'm very happy in the end that it worked out, but it has meant it's been a longer day. On my way back from work though, I went to the shops because I desperately needed milk because I finished that this morning. And there was, and I wanted cucumber because I keep making cheese sandwiches for work, but I want cucumber, and I just like cucumber anyway. I did also buy some coriander because I've got some carrot soup left that I'm gonna have for supper, and I thought that would be nice with it. And I'm hoping to make a dish either tomorrow night or Wednesday. I've got the morning off on Wednesday that I think the coriander would be nice in. I love fresh herbs, but generally I can't justify buying it because it goes off so quickly and I just can't use enough of it. So I'm very happy to finally have some fresh herbs in my house. There's the milk. Again, they didn't have the semi one, but that's all right. Got a cucumber as well, a nice solid one. It's, you know, they had, everything was 89p and regardless of the shape or whatever, and this was definitely one of the more generous ones, so happy with that. But then the real win, I always go to the reduce section and I always tell myself I'm not gonna buy anything, but it was like the right time. They were just adding stuff to the reduce section. And at first I wasn't sure there was going to be anything there for me because a lot of it looked meaty or, you know, not vegetarian. Then I saw this, and I've not had this in years, literal years. It's vegan chicken pieces or slices for bread. And look, it does technically go off tomorrow, but it's been unopened, so I feel like it'll be okay. And it was down from £3 to 74p. That's like a 70% discount. I couldn't say no. So I'm very excited to have that for lunch tomorrow. Very, very, very excited. And that was everything that I got. So yeah. And I'm gonna have the soup now. And one thing I've discovered, even though it's not a new thing, but I always have bread with my soup. But what I've discovered recently is butter on the bread with the soup. Game changer. It's so good. Toast with butter. Love it. So I'm gonna have that with some coriander, and then I need to try and edit a video if I can, and then hopefully have some time for the office before going to bed for another day tomorrow. Work today was really good. It was really busy, at least the first job, so that was nice because I walked in and it looked like it was gonna be dead all day, and then very quickly things started picking up and I was very happy about that. All right, time to have some soup and live life to its fullest. Yay. Hello. I got home around 6-ish, give or take, and I was very, very tired. I could feel I was just not in the mood to do anything. I was also not feeling 100%, like, I don't know, I felt a bit weird. Just didn't feel great. So as soon as I came in, literally immediately, I got into pajamas, which was so nice, and I made myself a cup of tea, and I think I ate something, but I can't remember what. I think I had a chocolate maybe. And I started and finished editing a video, which is great. And then I've now been busy uploading it. And once I finished with that, I started making roast potatoes for tonight. I did also heat up the rest of my mushrooms because they're gonna go off. And I just knew it would take a while for the potatoes to be ready. So I heated those up, ate those, edited a bit more, watched a bit more of my Netflix show. And now the potatoes are done, and they're the reason why I've taken out the camera, because they look so good. They're still in the oven. I'm about to take them out, but they look incredible. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. Yum. Look at that. Glorious. Oh, and they smell so good. I can't wait. Hello, it's about 8:30 and I've just got in from work, and I feel like today has been an incredibly productive day. I went for a run in the morning, then I did some editing, and I'm slowly but surely clearing space on my computer so that I can film more vlogs, which is why I am going to film a couple of things tonight. I had quite a luscious lunch with my fake meat slices, which I was very happy about, and cucumber. Oh, I love cucumber. Don't know why I haven't bought it for myself before this week, but that's something I'll be doing again. And then we finally watched another Marvel, well, it was Deadpool movie with my friend, which has been so long since we've been able to watch anything, so that was great. Then I went to tutoring, which went really well, and then to work after that, which was also really good. But one thing I did earlier, because I knew I wanted to do this tonight, it's quite late for supper, but we'll manage, is I knew for so long I've been wanting to use up, I have a sweet potato that I bought when I moved in here over a month ago, and I knew I wanted to use it up, and I knew I wanted to use it up in some sort of like stew-like dish, and I knew I had like beans and chopped tomatoes, so I knew I wanted to use all those things together. So I roasted the sweet potato earlier today, and that's done, and it's been in the fridge for the last few hours, and now I'm gonna get started on cooking the rest. I did find a recipe, but actually I'm mostly doing this by heart, which is weird, by feeling weird, but I'm basically gonna fry up some onions and garlic, add the beans, the tomatoes, the sweet potatoes, some spices, and I guess just top it up with the coriander I bought the other day and hope that it is decent. And then I do also have like rice and stuff that I can have with it. So I'm gonna get started on that. Let me grab my pot. Now I will try and film some bits, but I do have limited space and availability on my camera, so we shall see. I'm also gonna keep watching Departure while I'm doing that, because there was a season 2 which I didn't realise, so we're gonna try and crack on with that because I'm really enjoying it. Good fun, good things. Yay. Here are some of the, well, all of the ingredients that I'll be using. And I've got some butter in the pan for the onions and garlic. Yay! I'm not particularly happy. It's almost taken 2 hours since I started and I'm still waiting on the rice, which was my own fault. Maybe I shouldn't have decided to do rice now. Maybe I should have started with rice. I don't know. This whole process, I think I spent about an extra hour on trying to open cans because I didn't have a tin opener. How dumb am I? Or do you know what? I'm not even mad at myself. I'm annoyed that the cans don't just have those pull tab things. I don't know why not, and it's annoying. I have problems with my wrists anyway, and the amount of exertion I gave to those tins to try and get them open, oh, I can feel how sore, and like I can see the veins and stuff. Like it's not good. I'm gonna be very sore tomorrow, and I don't want to be wasting my physical strength and energy and muscles and whatnot on opening tin cans. Like why? This probably should have taken no more than half an hour, 45 minutes maybe, and it's taking me, as I say, probably by the time it's finished, over 2 hours, definitely. And at least, you know what, the only thing I can say is at least it does look good. So that's the only thing. But, just not having the right equipment has really limited me with my cooking so far. And I know that, and I've been putting off making other things because of that. And I don't want to buy stuff that I know I'll be getting, you know, in the next, I really hope 6 weeks. But I've also wanted to do some baking and I've not had a chance to do that because I don't have a strainer, is that what it's called? Like the thing for flour. And I've already had a slight issue with the rice and I'm gonna have another issue once it's done in terms of trying to drain it. I've got cuts and bruises all over my hands. I'm just not happy. And it's a shame because I was feeling really enthusiastic about this. I'd been thinking about it, you know, not even just all day, but for the last few days. But I feel like this always happens, that there's a reason why I don't enjoy cooking. I'm just not thrilled. I'm just not. I didn't want it to be, you know, almost 11 by the time I'm finished eating. I'm not happy about that. Hopefully it tastes good. I'll let you know in like 20 minutes. Yay. I am pretty pleased with that. My rice doesn't normally sort of end up like this, so that's good. All right, let's find out if this is even remotely worth it. Here goes. It's nice. It's nice, and I'm gonna enjoy the 7 meals I've made out of it. But was it worth 2.5 hours of my time? Certainly not knowing that I could have done it in less. And you know, if I had a second pot, which is not even something I considered until now, but if I had one, which I probably do, then I would be able to do the rice at the same time. Just so much about it. And the can opener, that's really annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this and finally start watching Departure because I wasn't able to because my computer wasn't charged. And then hopefully still be in bed before midnight. We shall see. Hello, I came back from work maybe 10-15 minutes ago. I went via the shops on my way home and I walked home because I did. And my shift started at 9:45 and I started watching one of the tennis matches, I can't remember which. And then at 10 o'clock, I think that was a Djokovic match maybe? I can't remember, but it was basically finished by the time I started watching. And there was another match on with Jack Draper, who is British and an Australian, whose name I also do know. I think he may have been in the Olympics or something. I'm sure he's been in lots of stuff, but that's maybe where I knew him from. I'm not sure. And so around 10, I decided to start watching it because that's kind of more or less when it started. And by the time my shift finished, the match was still going. And I was like, oh, that's a shame, because it was in, I think, the 4th set. It was the end of the 4th set. So I thought, you know, they'll probably have the 5th set done by the time I'm home, because I decided to walk. But as soon as I walked through the door, I checked on Google if it was still going, and it was. So I pulled it up and I literally managed to watch like just the tiebreak, the end of the tiebreak. It was 3-3 when I started watching. And I'm so glad I got to watch the end of it. That was great. And I'm happy Jack Draper won. But also, I think it's crazy that they've been playing for longer than my work shift. Like, that's ridiculous. So, but I'm glad I watched that. I'm now going to watch the interview. I bought a new cereal, which I'm very intrigued to try. It's like a granola, but with chocolate and hazelnuts. So I'm curious about that. I used to like that. I think I used to have a cereal similar to that and I did enjoy it. So we'll see. It's a shame because recently I've really grown to the Red Berry Special K. And I do really like that one, but I think I'm getting a bit tired of it. And I know they do a chocolate Special K as well. And it says on the website that our local shop has it, and it doesn't. And that's really annoying. So I've got this one instead, and we'll see how it is. I think it's also Kellogg's, actually. And I bought myself some more orange juice, because why not? All right, I just wanted to share that. Oh my goodness, it's almost 2 already. I should probably have lunch. I want to have lunch. I want to shower and wash my hair and change and then put on a laundry and hopefully have all that done before Shabbat comes in. But Shabbat comes in at 4 now. We're moving up in the world. Things are happening. It's longer days again. All right, that's all. Bye. Oh, and also, over the last 2 days, I have spent hours, literal hours, working on the last vlog you would have seen. And I'm just so glad it's finally done. It was taking up so much space on my computer and so much time. So I'm so glad I'm finished with it. All right, anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Good morning. I woke up a lot earlier than I thought I would this morning, which meant I had time to go for a quick run. Very quick, but I went. And I'm about to head to work. I've got a long shift, about 9 hours. I've just had a little snack because I had breakfast before my run and then, well, small breakfast before my run. And then there was some cake that my grandma gave me from yesterday. So I had a little bit of that and I had some orange juice, and hopefully that will give me enough energy until lunchtime. Well, technically lunchtime's not so far away, but I like to try and have late lunches when I'm doing these long shifts. So hopefully that can carry me through until about 3-4 o'clock. And I'll probably also get some sort of hot drink there, whether it's a coffee or a chai latte or something. But I mentioned, I think yesterday, or at least in the most recent clip, about having bought a new cereal, and I tried it out this morning. It's this one. It is Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Granola with hazelnut and chocolate. And I added some chia seeds to it because I realised I had them in my cupboard. And it was quite nice, actually. I really enjoyed it. I'd be curious to see the difference. This is my regular one. I'm curious if there's any difference in terms of nutritional value or whatever, but I'm not going to check that now because I do need to go to work soonish. But one other thing I discovered when I took out the chia seeds, which I'm gutted about, I bought this big pot of Marmite whenever I shared it with you. I think, again, a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. Turns out I had bought one in my big shop like a month ago, and it's been sat in my cupboard unopened. But I can't return it because it's been over a month, and I opened the more recent one instead because I didn't realise I had 2. So I'm just going to be eating a lot of Marmite, I guess, over the next year. Which, I mean, 2 pots of Marmite over the course of the year doesn't sound ridiculous, but I just know I only spread like a really thin layer every time I have it, so I'm just gonna have to be more strict with myself about eating it more often, more frequently. On a separate note, tonight I've got a guest staying, so that's not a problem, except that I need to tidy. Everything's messy. So I'm gonna do that. I get back, I think I'll probably be home around 9ish. So hopefully I can get everything done in the evening. I mean, I don't think they're arriving until about midnight, so I should have enough hours to do it. But I'm sure I'll vlog that for you. All right, I'm gonna go to work. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, actually, one other thing. I've done so much editing and I'm finally clearing up space. The only other thing that's still taking up a lot of space that I haven't even looked at yet is the Taskmaster video, potentially videos if I have to split it into parts again. And that's taking up a lot of space. But aside from that, I've cleared everything else, which feels really good. Anyway, all right, I gotta go. Bye. Hello, we've got a number of things I want to do with you this evening. But before we do that, I just want to share about today because it has been an emotional day. And I don't like to get political on here, partly because I don't consider myself to be very political, but also because I just prefer to keep this space, free from all that. And the conflict in the Middle East is messy and complicated, and I definitely don't have enough education to speak on it. But I personally, from my very naive sort of perspective, very much hope and pray for peace and Israel and Palestine to both be able to exist, to be able to coexist. That is my belief when it comes to the Middle East. And I know that that's maybe, too optimistic, but that's what I would like to see. So that being said, today was the first day of the ceasefire deal, and waiting, anticipating, and then seeing the 3 girls be released, and sort of every step of the way constantly refreshing my Twitter and my news feeds and seeing what's happening. It's been so emotional, and I've never cared this much for people I've never met, but I know that I'm not the only one. I know that there are countless Jews around the world who are feeling the exact same way as me, and the ceasefire deal is messy, and the whole situation is messy, and there's not much one can say, but I felt so emotional all day. And then just top it all off, it's again that frustration of, why are the only people that are talking about this the Jewish people? The hostages have barely been in the news, full stop. And then on a day like today, when, I don't know, it's maybe, I don't know what it is, but maybe it is just that connection of the Jewish people that people talk about and that I always think might be a bit of the Lulu. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is a real thing, and maybe we do all feel connected in a way that the rest of the world doesn't, or doesn't care as much. But that feeling of seeing 3 people come out alive and hugging their families, I mean, there's just no words for it. And I just want to share that that's very much been a big part of today for me, the whole day. And I think I also just want to bring some awareness to that Hamas has held almost 100 hostages still for over a year, for 470 days, and no one's been to see them. There is no information about who's alive, who's dead. There's nothing. And I don't understand why people don't speak up about this. All these people who are, sort of pro-life, I want to call it. That's definitely the wrong term to be using, but all these people who are saying, look at the people in Gaza, and I'm not saying that that's irrelevant. I totally see that too, but why are you not also speaking up about the hostages? That's what I don't understand. So I just want to share that, and then we're gonna move away from the political views and talk, because I don't really like to have it on my channel. And as I say, I feel like I've been politicized by this war. I feel like before this, I really didn't care, and I was very indifferent about Israel, and I feel like now suddenly I'm much more engaged and I care a lot more about the whole situation in the Middle East. So anyway, let's talk about what I need to get done today, because it is now 9:30 and my friend will be here around midnight, I imagine. I hope, because I don't really want to be staying up too late because I do have work tomorrow. I've got lots of dishes to clear because I made supper, and I had some dishes from breakfast as well. And then the bed, the bed needs some clearing. When I have a double bed, or I have a bed next to me like I did at my grandma's, I very much like to use the extra space for like notebooks and other things that I'm gonna use whilst I'm on my bed. So I need to clear lots of things off the side of that bed, and also just make it a bit neater. It's a bit messy. I also want to clear like the desk area. You can't see it at the moment, but there's just like, it feels really cluttered. I would say those are probably the 3 main areas. And realistically, I think like maximum 15 minutes for each area. The bed will probably take like not even 10. The dishes probably also won't take that long. And that also probably won't take that long. I'm gonna start now, and I'm gonna see if I can be done before 10. I actually think realistically, each thing really won't take me that long. I just need to start, and I've been dreading it for the last few days, and I've been putting it off because I knew I'd make things messy before they were ready to be cleaned. I'm gonna start with the bed. That feels like the easiest. Let's go. Oh, and also I've heard, fingers crossed, my friend said they're bringing a pillow that I can keep, which would be amazing. So we'll see, but fingers crossed.
am on my way to the theatre. I hope you can hear me. I don't know how the sound picks up with the headphones, but this is unexpected. I'm going to see Operation Mincemeat, which I feel like I saw recently, but maybe I didn't. I can't remember. I feel like it was... I just feel like it wasn't that long ago, but it must have been before October. I don't know. I'm excited though.
Wow, I look frazzled. It's been almost, I think, 48 hours since I last spoke to you. I'm just gonna fix the camera. And it's been a 48 hours. I am exhausted. My friend arrived at, I want to say around 1 in the morning on, we'll call it Sunday night. And then I had to be up for work around 7 on Monday morning. I think I woke up at like 7:15. And then was working a long and busy shift, although I didn't enjoy it. And then met my friend in town and we went to see Operation Mincemeat together, which was very unexpected and I was not prepared for it at all. And it was really weird because in my head, I was like, I don't think it's been that long since I've seen Operation Mincemeat, but I know I haven't seen any shows since October. So it's got to have been at least a few months. Turns out it was June, I checked my YouTube videos. So that's crazy. But it was very nice seeing it again. I think 2 of the cast members were different and the rest were the same. But I was seeing it from a totally different perspective. I was wearing my glasses. I was so excited. We sat down. My friend is not the best at being early, which I like to be. So I think we sat down, like we were the last people through the door before they closed the doors to the auditorium. And so we had no time to chat before we sat and the show started. And then halfway through the first number, I suddenly remembered I purposely have been keeping my glasses in my bag just in case I ever end up spontaneously going to a show after work. That is literally the reason I've kept them in my bag. And I keep debating about whether or not that's a good idea, because what if they break, what if they get lost, whatever. But finally, it was worth it. And literally halfway through the first number, I went and reached in and like, it was all the way at the bottom of my bag, but luckily I could feel it. Took the glasses out, put them on, and I felt exactly like those videos you see of babies wearing, or little kids wearing glasses for the first time and suddenly they can see everything. I felt exactly like that. I was just like, oh my goodness, I can see their faces. I can actually see what's happening on stage. Amazing. So that was a big win, and I sent my parents a big thank you after because they paid for the glasses and sort of to get my eyes tested and everything. Although actually I think the testing was free in Australia. But regardless, I sent them a big thank you to say this was so worth it. And I don't remember if I mentioned it when I went to see Operation Mincemeat in June, but there was a moment in the show that when I went to see Back to the Future with this same friend, however many years ago now, there was a moment just at the start of Act 2 where Doc says a line, and well, says a few lines, and then there's a big pause, and then he finishes off that line. And in that big pause, I leant over to my friend at the time and said something that I thought was funny, and the next line the Doc said was that exact line. So at the time that was quite funny because it was like, oh my gosh, you know, I just said that line. And then when I went to see Operation Mincemeat in June, I had a similar thing, except I was on my own, so I didn't lean over and say it to anyone. But there was a moment, again, towards the beginning of Act 2, and I sort of thought something to myself in my head. I was like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I was thinking something. And then the character on stage said almost the exact same thing as I was thinking. And I told my friend about this at the time because I said, I recommended this show to them. I was like, they're gonna love this. And I said to them, there was a moment, I won't spoil it, but there was a moment like we had with Back to the Future. And I reminded them of that when we went to see Operation Mincemeat. And they said it to me. The pause happened and my friend leaned over to me and literally said the exact same line as what was then said on stage. And I cracked up because I was like, that is exactly what I was gonna say to you, that this was the moment. So that was nice. It was nice to like share that and, you know, have that same thought thing, I don't know. But what's also funny is I started watching the movie, which I didn't even realize there was a movie, but I was babysitting on, I think it was Wednesday night. And no, it was definitely not Wednesday night. Was it Saturday night? It was Saturday night. Bearing in mind, we saw the show on Monday night. I started watching Operation Mincemeat, the film, on Saturday night because it was on Netflix and I had nothing else to do. And I didn't finish it, so I watched a little bit more on Sunday night while I was waiting for my friend to arrive. And at that point, we still didn't know we were going to see it. I didn't even know we were going to see a show on Monday until about 12 o'clock while I was already at work, and my friend texted and said, how do you feel about seeing a show tonight? So what are the chances, you know? It's all just meant to be. But I haven't finished the film yet, so I need to do that at some point. But anyway, so my friend arrived really late, like 1 in the morning on Sunday. So by the time like we actually got to bed, it was probably closer to 2 in the morning. And then last night they left at, I think it was around 4 in the morning to go back to the airport. And we only got back from the theatre. We got back quite late. I think we got back past midnight. I think it was around 1 in the morning actually. Or at least by the time we went to bed, I think it was about 1 in the morning. So went to bed at 1, woke up again when they left around 4, and then had to wake up myself around 7. And I'm just very tired now. I'm very tired. But I have tomorrow mostly off except tutoring and one other thing. And then I've got Thursday mostly off except a couple of hours in the evening that I'm working. And then I've got Friday all day off, except obviously it's Shabbat. So that's good, that's nice. I am very much looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow. I do very much intend to run as well, but I am just looking forward to sleeping. And I've got pillows. My friend brought 2 pillows. They're very sort of thin, but I don't care. I've got pillows. What a win, what a win. Now today, after work, oh my gosh, I had such a nightmare. I was going to my grandma's for supper, which was lovely in theory, but there was just every bus that has ever existed was on diversion, and there was a diversion mentioned like on Google Maps. It warned me. I even checked because I've been caught out one too many times. In fact, 1 time, but still. I checked it and it told me there was a diversion, and I'd planned for the diversion that they told me about, but then the diversion that they told me about was not the actual diversion that was happening. And so I ended up a little bit in the middle of nowhere and running late and whatever. We got home in the end, but it wasn't ideal. And my Oyster had like £1.60 on it, and it's £1.75 for the bus fare, which is fine the first time you tap on because it says emergency fare charged. But in London, you're allowed to tap on as many times within an hour. So that's what I was hoping for when all these buses were on diversion and I kept having to hop from bus to bus. But every other bus that I went on then said, not enough money. And I was like, what do you mean not enough money? It should be free. Luckily, the bus drivers were understanding. I was like, I cannot be dealing with this right now. I really can't. Especially because I know myself to be an honest person. Like, okay, they don't know that, but I know that. Anyway, I've just got back from my grandma's. It's 8:30. I'm tired. I might watch something with a friend. I might not. I might just fall asleep. Oh, and I finally, over the course of, I think it was Friday and today, I finally got every piece of clothing that I had left at my grandma's. And that's really good because I'd forgotten that I left clothes there. In fact, I don't know if this top was part of that pile. It might have been. But I knew I was missing clothes. I just didn't realise what I was missing and how much. And it was only when I went to my room on Friday and I saw all the things I still had in there, I was like, that explains it. So that's nice. I'm really tired. Oh, I'm so tired. But I want to sit down and talk about my run for the running video. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm gonna wind down. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Or before then, who knows. Bye.